reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincy and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
Welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm your other host, Quincy.
How you doing over there, Q?
I'm doing all right. There's actually an ad right now on the stream for something we're going to talk about here soon.
Oh, yeah? Oh, good.
Yeah, it's one of the trailers.
Well, I'm glad that they're showing a good trailer then, because I can only think of a bunch of good trailers that we're going to be talking about today. Got anything specific?
That's a different one of what we're going to...
Ooh. Gotcha. Anything to drink?
So I'm finishing off a, I think it's a Pete's coffee that I picked up, but I don't remember which bean. And then to follow that, because I want to cool me down a bit, I have a sugar. Because I'm still living with no AC.
Yeah, sorry to hear, bud.
Okay.
As for me, I'm working on a 12-pack of Zero Sugar Starry, and I'm starting to really enjoy the taste of it.
I haven't tried the Zero Sugar Starry yet. I've tried the regular Starry. Zero Sugar pretty good?
It's not bad. I want to try the Zero Sugar Sprite, though, but that'll be later.
Yeah, the Sprite's not bad. I like the Sprite. I'm almost out of Zero Sugar Dr. Pepper, Cherry Dr. Pepper, so I'm drinking them sparingly. My other go-to lately is Fresca, because those don't have sugar.
Frescas, I heard they were hoity-toity. Would you say they're like hoity-toity?
It's the only quote sparkling water type of thing that I actually enjoy, because those all taste like ass. There's no flavor to them. But I've had the grapefruit, I've had the peach, and they're great. I like them. I mean, buy them in the can, buy them by the 12-pack, you know.
That is fair. I've always seen them go on sale.
Yeah, I don't really get them in the same sale I get the rest of the like Albertsons or something. Be like doing like the buy two get two type of thing. That's when I grab them because they're normally included in it.
But they're always fucking like $11 a piece, so you get 4 for like $25 ish.
No, a lot, or yeah, kind of. So a lot of the times, they'll be like $10.99, buy two get two, so you're spending $22 essentially for 4 things of soda. So it's like it breaks down to like $5 a box, $6 a box.
Okay,
right within there.
That's fine.
So it's not great, but it's better than like when that sale isn't going and they're just $10.99 in general.
Right.
Like, I will just let the house run out of soda and not buy more until the sale comes back around. I'm like, let's say everybody's drinking water, coffee, and milk.
I mean, it worked for a while. It can last a little longer. But yeah, I'll try out Fresca next time I see it on sale.
Yeah, I like them.
But where the fuck is the thing? There it is.
This background you got going for the computer is like fucking wild. I've been watching it this whole time.
A friend threw it at me. It's the best of error messages. So it does Windows 3.1 all the way to current Windows 11, and then it goes beyond into like the Apple side of things. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, people need more errors in their lives. And then here's the Apple. Yeah.
I am a walking error. Also, hi to Sean in the chat.
Hi, Sean. Going over just a couple quick Humble Bundles, because there's not really anything too interesting in them. The Hellboy one and the Neon City one that we talked about last week is still on there, but there's the Tycoon Titans bundle, which features 10 pretty okay games. There's 2 in there that I really like for $13. Mad Games Tycoon, Espresso Tycoon, Farm Manager 2021. Not really, our types of games.
I will need more information on Espresso Tycoon.
Okay. Espresso Tycoon is a brand new approach to the old classic Tycoon games where you remember from your childhood. Build a coffee shop from your dreams where your customers can relax and drink delicious coffee. Deal with the emotional roller coaster and build a successful coffee business. So it basically starts off as a single coffee shop, and then you could turn it into a Starbucks where you have one on every corner type shit.
Ah, gotcha. I used to play one of the other ones. Like, they had like a beer tycoon or something like that. And you had to like actually like come up with like the recipes and shit.
See, that sounds pretty all right. I wonder how this one is, but not too much because I just don't like. I'm not a big fan of coffee. But going further down, you got Farm Manager 2021 DLCs, Transport Fever, Played Up, which is kind of like a worse off version of what's the co-op chef one? It'll come to me later. But down at the bottom, for $6, you can get Frostpunk, the first one, and Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, the complete edition with all the cool DLCs.
Wait, are these by the same company? Was Frostpunk made by the Tycoon guys?
I don't think so.
Or is it just themed stuff?
The themed, as far as I can tell.
Okay, I was like, that is vastly different.
Oh yeah, no. I want to say Frostpunk was this dev's team's first endeavor. So yeah, I don't think it was Roller Coaster Tycoon 3's thing. But if it was, wouldn't surprise me just because of how ball busting difficult Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 can be. One of their expansions was very ball busting. The Thrill Seekers, I believe, add-on was very tough. But it also includes, in case you're a huge fan of Frostpunk, a 35% off coupon for Frostpunk 2 in the Humble Store so you can keep giving back to charity.
So I've started 2. I have enjoyed 2 a little bit more than 1. It is still fucking balls dragged through glass. Difficult.
Yes, sir!
But I do enjoy it.
It's a good Tycoon game. It's a Tycoon game that you can support. And this charity helps out No Kid Hungry, which gets food to every child in America that is having a bit of hard time getting both lunch aid and or food from home because of poverty areas. We still have this issue. Please support this charity for No Kid Hungry. But we talked about it last week, XCOM, and this one involves almost all of the XCOM games, including the original ones from back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, wow.
XCOM 2 with all of the DLC, XCOM Chimera Squad, which has a few of the robots being rebels. One of my favorite ones, the Bureau XCOM Declassified, which puts you in
I don't think I played that one.
1945. Somewhere along those lines, and has you going up against the aliens of early while also stealing their technology. XCOM Enemy Unknown, which was the frustrating one, which I played on Iron Man mode and kept losing a lot of time in. The DLC that I did not check out, but I may check out, XCOM Enemy Within. And then further down, you have the originals, such as XCOM UFO Defense, XCOM Terror from the Deep, Interceptor, Apocalypse, and Enforcer. I've heard a lot of good things about them, but I already own them. It's just I have to get into them.
The super old stuff I don't have, but basically I think unknown to all those I've got all. But what is let's see, Enemy Within I've got. Yeah, I got a good chunk of the later stuff, like the super like Apocalypse and all those. I don't have.
Yeah, I've seen some of this gameplay back when there was like a convention, and I would roll over to just these computers, and one was playing Unreal, like 1991 at its finest, and then there was one that was playing like Quake 2, early Quake 2 tech demo, and then one that was playing XCOM, I want to say Apocalypse. I'm not 100% on that. But I was like, Jesus, these games are great. They look fantastic. Little did little Justin know that games would be looking way better down the line. But they still looked good. They looked fantastic for their time. All of this for $10, which is surprising. You, of course, can break it down a little bit more and get the originals for only $3 if you happen to only need the originals. So that's another plus. And this helps out the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research. They have received a shit ton of funding over the last 2 years, and 88 cents to the dollar is spent straight on research. So every dollar that is spent on this bundle, 10% of the bundle, so we'll say if you buy the $10, you get $1. So 88 cents of every bundle sold goes straight to the research. And they are building up a lot. I think they sold and it's only been day 2, almost 7,000 bundles sold. So get your ass out there, get this one.
I used to have Michael J. Fox back when Amazon Smile was like still a thing, set for my Amazon Smile.
You never realized they had this.
Charity.
There's more. There's 2 more that I think they can't license out anymore, but you can find on like abandonware websites. I can't remember their names, but I will go probably look them up later. But there's a couple more XCOM games, and then there's XCOM likes like Year One, and there was a game we talked about last week that's kind of like that. But this is a genre that is slowly becoming more stronger. Like people are really, really liking these XCOM tactics style games. Good for them. Speaking of liking old style games, GOG really does well at preserving old games because there's been a lot of uh not on my bingo card, but I'm glad it's here type stuff, such as Breath of Fire 4 was recently announced as the GOG Preservation Program's preserved game. And I was like, Jesus, are they going to be doing this with a lot of games? Yes, they are going to be grabbing a lot of PlayStation 1 classics, grabbing small dev teams to help modernize them, to help bring up their music, to help bring up the graphics if it needs it, and to help localize it so that way it's made for current generation controllers or keyboard and mouse support. They really are wanting to make games available today. Old school, fantastic. Breath of Fire 4 is a fantastic game. It was one of the first games I ever played on the PlayStation 1, and I had to go back and play the originals because of how good goddamn game this was. And it's only $10. That is all they're charging for all of these extra bits and bobs that they've added in.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they have added in full compatibility with Windows 10 and 11, 2 localizations both in English and Japanese, rendering options so that way you can have better anti-aliasing in case you have a bit of a higher end PC and it tries to dumb itself down to this type of emulation, so it basically makes it better. Improved crane game. I remember being very frustrated with the crane game, so having them say this is a problem, we're gonna fix this small little issue.
I'll solve it.
Yeah. You can now skip cutscenes if in case you're trying to do a speed run or if you've already played this game before and you're just kind of going through the motions of enjoying the combat for this game was also pretty good. They have hot logs showing all the hot fixes that they've changed. There's people who have actually contributed individual pieces, such as fixed higher than expected CPU utilization in the game. Thanks, Zeshra, for the feedback. So basically, there are people who are talking on a forum, in their forum, in the GOG forums, saying, hey, this is using a little bit too much CPU. Can you guys look into it? And then they find the issue and fix it. And just load it into the GOG. And as I said, this is $10. I'd pay $30 for Breath of Fire 4, but I'm glad I can get it for $10 on GOG. And I mean, there's a shit ton more.
Don't tell them you'd pay $40. They might change the price.
With the way these guys are treating games, they made a cleaner, better Fallout New Vegas. They made a cleaner, better freaking Star Wars Dark Forces. There's Heroes of Might and Magic 3, which I've only played 4 and further, but I would like to go back and play Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I was surprised that they, once again, $10. They do not charge that much for these games. And oh boy, if you want to spend 100 hours playing this game, 108 hours of the main, and if you want to do everything in the game, 202 hours. Back then, this was how they padded games.
God.
Yeah. Heroes of Might and Magic were big. But even still, with GOG, I have nothing but praise for you guys. You guys make it so that way we can keep playing the games that we love and are wanting to support indie developers as well as developers like Night Dive. Who?
And speaking of GOG, if you are watching the show live, if you come to check out the Twitch and you pay for Prime and you have a Twitch Prime account, then be sure to jump on Twitch Gaming because you can get some GOG codes right now.
That's right. You can get the OG Thief Thief, but with all the extra additives to make it better for today. So it's called Thief Gold. And it's slow, it's chunky, but it's fun.
Right. And then while you're at it, come over and give us that Prime subscription you got. We'll take it.
Yeah, it's just in your back pocket.
Yeah. With a Prime membership, you get 1 monthly sub to a Twitch. You can toss our way. We'd greatly appreciate it.
We would greatly appreciate it. Oh boy. All right. Let's get the bad out of the way. So they did a PlayStation State of Play deep dive for Borderlands 4. And I was like, okay, I'm glad that Sony is at least backing the production and throwing their money at Gearbox. 2 minutes into the trailer, the human shit stain Randall Pitchford decided to pop in, and like his shirt made him look like his entire attire, including his hair, made him look like his mom dressed him.
I mean, not
He's
exactly
mama's
wrong.
little champion. But on a more serious note,
To be clear, Justin has legit reasons to not like this man.
Yes.
We're not just picking on someone for the way they look or dress.
I will do that as well as. But yes, I have valid complaints for Randall Pitchford being who he is on what he is. He has ruined two of my favorite gaming franchises just by saying, I have all the power. And firing a lot of people just because they had really good ideas. And I helped out with Borderlands 1, and here we are in Borderlands 4, and I'm just like, I hope you don't fuck up this game. I hope you don't touch it, you grease stain.
I never did finish 3.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't think I finished 2.
Really? Oh.
I know I
fine.
finished 1.
2's fine. 2, I had a lot of hope for, and it came through. But good news, I believe another person begins to talk over, at least I hope so. But there's a lot of gameplay in this trailer, and a lot of motions through an area. They showed a lot more movement. You get your own personal little skiff, and I'm like, this is looking kind of Destiny-ish. And I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'm okay with it. You get like a little hover pack from the pre-sequel, which I kind of liked. I kind of like that little.
Yeah, I never
booster
played
pack.
the pre-sequel.
Pre-sequel is okay.
I also haven't played Tales of Borderlands.
That one I prefer. The Telltale stuff, yeah, I really prefer that one. The new loot system, they went in depth on that to where you get a rarer weapon. You can actually have pieces of companies put into one weapon. So that way it's not like you just get a full Maliwan weapon. No, you can now have a Maliwan Jacobs and Atlas style shotgun that shoots elemental while also having a huge drum mag. And I'm like, okay, they're doing good with the whole millions and millions of gun things when they can have pieces that you can work with. And apparently there's going to be gun crafting and whatnot. And I said, okay, this is still, you're doing well. And they still have like the secondary modes that made 3 kind of confusing, but well. The new abilities seem like they're fun. I said, fine. This looks cool. I hope that there's going to be at least an open something where we can fuck around with. They showed the gunplay, they showed the vehicles, they showed the movement, the skill tree for the alchemist, which you can have a pet that is like a friggin' invisible hellcat. And I said, oh, that's fucking cool. I said, okay. Then they ended off with, everybody at the dev team, which got severely cut as of 2022, doing a cheer, and I said, man, this is a small fucking team. And they even graced us with a little bit of a juxtaposition by saying, guess what? It's going to be earlier than you thought. September instead of October. And I said, okay. All right. That's fine. Just I don't want to see that grease ball for the rest of the announcements for this game. Do not show me him.
I feel like it's gonna happen again.
Are you excited for Borderlands 4 even though you never hopped into finish 2 or 3?
I don't know. Like, I really liked 1. 2 was decent. I was having some fun with 3, but there were some bugs. I never played the pre-sequel. I never played Tales. I played some of Tiny Tina's one. Yeah, I might go for 4 at some point. I don't know it'll be a day 1 release for me though.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a day 1 for me either. I'll wait a little bit. I may wait till the October original date of, I think, October 2nd, before I make a decision on whether or not this is going to hop into the library.
But yeah, it's definitely not a, oh my god, I need.
Fair enough. An old classic of mine. I used to really enjoy point-and-click adventures of old, and something that kind of stuck with it is a game called Kathy Rain. And Raw Fury, a fantastic developer crew, publisher crew, um, has definitely leaned toward purchasing a lot of point and click adventure ones, thanks to Clifftop Games. Kathy Rain 2 Soothsayer is now going to be available May 20th, and it definitely does the old school point and click adventure stylings that we knew and loved. And I might pick this one up because apparently it's going to be only $20. I enjoy games that are very inexpensive to purchase. A murder mystery with deep intrigue and plot. That is the best thing I can really paint for it.
Interesting pixel art.
Mm-hmm. It had very similar back then for the Sherlock Holmes point and click adventure too. LucasArts actually had a few people help out with that game. I don't remember who developed it though. But speaking of Star Wars, so we all know that May 2nd, the Fortnite event is going to start, but there is also going to be a new show that is popping up called Star Wars Tales of the Underworld. And we were mumbling through it that there's not really much canon with the new characters, but they're putting canon specifically in so that way it can be featured in Fortnite. It confused me a little bit. So the first 2 episodes you can go on to Fortnite and have a watch party with your friends. And I'm like, huh. And some of these are going to give, I think, a back bling and weapon skin for the May 2nd thing. And then on May 4th, on actual May the 4th be with you, the whole entire show will be dropping on Disney Plus. Fortnite just seems to be getting a lot of these really good collaborations and really sinking in that here, watch this, or here, listen to this, or you don't like that? Fine. Well, we're gonna do it anyway. We're just gonna put a lot of shit out there. Hope
I get
something
it.
sticks.
Fortnite's like a powerhouse. You know, it's going to continue to do things like this. This just feels so odd to me. But
It feels odd, but they also have an entire month of events that are going to be popping in that are Star Wars themed, including the release of Darth Jar Jar. It's a weird one, but speaking of Fortnite, I also purchased a skin. Motherfucking Krang popped into the shop along with a lot of other baddies like Bebop, Rocksteady, and then the vigilante Casey Jones. You know, they all looked good. They all looked fantastic. I bought Krang, of course. If I got the back bling from the last event, I could have him on my back, but I didn't, so oops. But I'm actually really happy that no one knows Krang. No one knows Krang in this goddamn generation. When I showed a couple people that holy shit, Krang's in the shop, they were like, "Who?"
You just need better friends.
I do need better friends. But then I showed them Shredder, and they were like, "Oh yeah, the meme. That's Shredder. Where?" type stuff. But Bebop and Rocksteady also
further proving my point.
Bebop and Rocksteady also look real good. Bebop has a particular emote where he takes out a power grinder and begins to grind on his rhino horn, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. I like that. I appreciated everything they've added to the TMNT editions. There's even a small little event where you can find little pizzas that get you more event stuff. So TMNT and more things. Fuck yeah. Time to get depressed again. So, Quincy already knows I have a big hatred over Overwatch 2 and how it's been kind of alienating its player base. This almost makes me want to go back, but I'm not. I am not going back for this. I'm just mad that it's there. Overwatch 2 and the 30th anniversary for Gundam Wing. I love Gundam Wing. Gundam Wing was one of my first mechas that I got into, and then I went back and started watching all the older ones. These skins look fucking fantastic. Why couldn't it have been Rivals? Why couldn't they have just put it on Rivals? Or why couldn't they have just done it on Fortnite?
Because Overwatch, I guess, probably offered enough money. Or Fortnite just wasn't interested. And Rivals, I mean, I don't know if they're going to do things like that. I mean, there's still so many Marvel things for them to do crossovers and other things.
That is true. That is very true. I hope they figure out some good collaborations for Rivals. But I remember seeing the prototype skin and the junkyard skin in Fortnite, and I was like, oh, hopefully sometime soon they'll release those as actual skins. And then Overwatch 2 and the 30th anniversary with the Tall Geese, the Wing, the Death Scythe, and I forget friggin' what's his names. But the Death Scythe looks really good. The Wing looks really good. Tall Geese looks alright, but it's Soldier. I don't place it. Thank you, Epion. Plus, each one's going to be 15 USD figuratively. Yeah, no.
That's a little much. I mean, you're talking $60. We're sitting right here.
Yeah. Bite me, Blizzard. But you know what company won't bite me? Good old I forget what their name is. Empower? Hang on. I know it's in the thing down here. Embark Studios. They made the finals, and they said, the finals is a good tech demo for us doing world building and constructivism and weapon play. Also, we're going to do some weapon modifications, but don't get too attached to the finals. Our real project is Arc Raiders, and there's a good minute and 20-second long trailer of just some humanoids coming into a building and getting messed up by other humanoid and then giant fuck off robots that you have to fight. I really enjoy the sceneries of this game, but watching the gameplay, I'll skip ahead a little bit, and watching the third person shooting and having to dodge these robots and other humanoid and even these crawly fucking robots. I said, holy shit.
Crawly fucking robots.
Yeah, crawly fucking robots. Right now, the tech test will begin in an hour and a half from when we're talking about it. April 30th to May 4th. Go ahead and hop into the tech test or sign up for it through their website. If you want it for the console. They need more console than they do need PC because, well, console is kind of uncharted territory for a lot of the tech stuff. So if you have an Xbox Series S or X or a PlayStation 5, go and check this one out and let us know how it is, because I signed up for it and I don't think I've got my email yet, but hopefully in the hour and a half it'll be like, you're free to play. We'll see. Quincy, you want to date everything?
Not really. I'm spoken for. I'm good.
That's fair. Strange news about it, though. If you want to date everything, the video game, they are now 64 strong. The last time we talked about it, we were 58. They have added more voice actors to date everything.
I say some of these designs are fun. I really like Matt Mercer's.
Matt Mercer's being the dice one, and then right below it, the board game one is Brennan Lee Mulligan, who is another
that's pretty good.
Funny DM, and then Sam, the quirky little dating app, is played by America's sweetheart Emily Axford. Holy fucking!
Watch it be Canadian after you say that.
I'm pretty
I actually don't know. I just thought it would be funny. Is that Rufio?
Rufio.
From Hook. Did you not see Hook when you were a kid?
I did, but it's been a long ass time. Oh, the leader of the
Dante
kids.
Basco.
Yeah. Okay.
It's cut off by the couch on my side.
I gotcha.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, it is Dante.
Yeah, it's Rufio.
Really?
He's Rufio and Hook. Yeah.
Huh. Well, he's been doing a lot of voice acting stuff, I guess.
Yeah. What's his design look like?
His is the Dante. So he plays a fireplace. You date the fireplace.
That's interesting.
Still don't know about dating a fireplace though. But Emily Axford, let's see, does it showcase where she's from? Oh, Albany, New York. She's from New York.
I was making a joke. I didn't know for sure, but
I didn't either. But good to know, good to confirm. But yeah, this is decked out with VOs out the yin yang, and they said they not done yet. They're just gonna keep announcing them until the game releases in August, July, August. Um, so I'm just gonna mention who it is and just kind of mosey along because they just keep adding. As I said, we were at 58 the last time. Now they're at 64. Yeah, 64. More. Uh, is that all the gaming things we got? I've just been playing Oblivion. I'm not gonna front on that. Oblivion's great. And you said you just started trying South of Midnight?
I'm like 2 seconds into it. I ain't even left the
Uh,
house yet.
oh,
Yeah.
super fun.
Yeah.
Super fun. You're gonna like it.
Yeah.
But up, shoe news. Thanks to Q to throwing these ones at me. Babe is one of the really good ones that do a lot of shoe collaborations with a lot of types of shoes, but mostly they deal it with Adidas. And they have finally some more glow in the dark shoes with a really fantastic looking star design on one side and the Adidas stripes on the other. I like them. I like them a lot.
I
Even
love the glow in the dark. Like
even
that was my thing. I was like, glow in the dark shoes, fuck me
yeah,
up.
even in just the black and white, they look fantastic. And then you just make sure, oh, I like that as my Instagram. I don't really like anything on Instagram, so I guess there we go. But having them be the pure white, I've never seen a glow in the dark stamp be pure white. I've always had it like an eggshell or like an off white toward yellow. So that's also another impressive feat to be able to go pure white into the glow in the dark. Hmm. How much would you
I
pay
like
for
it.
these?
No, I would pay regular shoe price because I feel like they didn't cost much more to make, but I'm sure they're more expensive.
They are more expensive. Usually, Bape usually pays a little bit more of a premium because they are limited release. And speaking of release, the release is coming on May 2nd. Badoop. You threw another one at me that was once again not on the bingo card, but glad they're here. Eminem 2022 had halftime show shoes apparently, and now a new pair has kind of resurfaced, and now we get to see them in full detailing. And honestly, they should release these. I think these would sell greatly. You have the backwards E from the Eminem show on the tongue, on the far back of the sole, on the back of the shoe. You have "Hi, my name is Slim Shady." On the inner, you got the Shady Records, along with the fucking Jason mask on the back of another tongue. These look fan fucking tastic. Like, yeah, if they were to actually produce the like even a limited edition, like a $200 limited edition run, I guarantee you these would fucking sell. Uh, uh Nothing on that one, Q.
Not really. I like them. I that's why I grabbed them and some to you. I like that they're more than like just a color scheme because like a lot of the collabs we get, it's like, hey, these look like regular shoes. Like, what about this makes it? Oh, you let the person pick the colors of the shoe.
Yeah,
I don't know that I call that a collab, but all right.
this is a collab.
Yeah, this is actually something.
Speaking of collab, the thing you hate most, Crocs and Moana. So
Yeah,
Crocs
well, that
and
just
Moana.
makes it sound like I don't like Moana. I've never watched it.
You never seen Moana? Oh, it's good. It's
Nope.
actually a good one. I liked it. But Crocs
It's
and
on the
Moana.
list.
Yeah.
I'll get there. I just watched the last Hellboy movie last night, so
Uh,
I'm slowly seeing things.
yeah, I might take a peek into that one because you said it was good.
I didn't hate it. I mean, it's one of those things that you have to go in knowing it's always going to feel weird not having Ron.
Yeah.
So just be prepared for that. This guy did pretty good. There's moments of dialogue that like really hit. There's moments of dialogue where I'm like, eh. The CGI was good at times. Other times it was, eh. Practical effects were always pretty good. I didn't see any like wonky practical effects. It's basically directly from the comic, Crooked Man comic. They added a few things to it just to extend the story a bit, but I liked it. I liked that it wasn't everything else we've seen from Hellboy. I liked that it was something new because he's backwoods Appalachia area, like not in a big metropolis and what. It's set in the 40s or 50s. I don't remember which. I think it's the 50s. Yeah, it's alright. You know, it felt much lower budget, which it I think technically was. I'm not entirely sure. Um, and it was done by a couple studios, but one of the studios that was involved in the distribution is that catch up one that we were seeing do like the Looney Tunes thing.
Oh, good, 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 good. Yeah, they seem to pick up a lot of fallen projects and try and pick up the scraps. Mm. Good, good, good for them.
But as we were saying about Crocs,
Yes. So, Moana is the new ones. Frankly, I like the design on these. Very Polynesian dress, I would call it. Like it has a very interesting design to it. And her necklace, the sail, Apu and Hey Hey are on as gibbets, and then on the other one you've got Maui and his sharp tooth necklace, and then You're Welcome as the back pieces to go into sport mode. You know, they look fine as far as they have released yesterday as kind of like another one of those shadow releases that you don't really see until the last moment. Very interesting. Badu. Speaking of very interesting, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Um, I'm hoping it's the final Mission Impossible movie, so that way the
no,
final
I do
reckoning
believe
isn't
it's
spoiled.
supposed to be.
Oh, okay. Well, they did a couple behind the scenes stuff where it showcases uh, Tom Cruise actually doing these stunts, and going onto a stunt airplane traveling at 150 odd miles an hour, going straight downward while also hanging on the freaking wing. You know, the man is
Crazy,
yes, I was gonna say kind of like an adrenaline junkie, but yeah, a little crazy
crazy.
because there's a couple scenes in here where I was just like, hooey. Yeah, he is a man of practical effects for the most part. Likes doing all of his stunts himself if he can do them, and
From what I understand, that's why he became the producers on these, because he wanted to do it in the original movie, and insurance wouldn't let him, so he became a producer on the Mission Impossible after that, so that he could.
he says it's going to be on IMAX. Go and watch it on IMAX. We made sure that visuals are key in everything as far as scenery. So I was like, cool. He's promoting IMAX mostly, pushing people to go see it in good widescreen with good audio. May 23rd, it is dropping in theaters. I mean, this one's going to be a good
Yeah, I'll
one.
probably get caught up. I enjoy the earlier Mission Impossible movies, so I need to get caught up. I think I've only seen the first like 4 or 5.
Hmm.
So I need to get caught up so I can probably go and check out.
I remember having the CD for, I think it was 3, and just playing that shit on loop because it was all just bangers after bangers. Badoop. Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Emily Blunt in an A24 film that kind of caught a left hook out of me. The Smashing Machine, which goes with Mike Kerr, a UFC Pride fighter that has had a really, I guess you could say, a rough life from start to finish, from his start to finish of his career, and um, I gotta say, Dwayne did fantastic here.
You kind of lose them in the face, like you don't realize you're watching The Rock at certain points.
Yeah, they gave him a bit of a deeper glow up than 2013 Rock when he popped back to WWE wearing the fake tan. But you are correct. He does not look like Dwayne when he gets a full head of hair. But
Yeah, I don't think I've seen hair on him since like Rundown.
the rundown, yeah, he had a small bit of a buzz cut, and it goes through his trials and tribulations of getting screwed over by his agent, and then getting screwed over by medical professionals because he had a herniated disc and still wanted to fight, but he was never cleared, but he was always in pain. And I'm not
Well, I
gonna
wouldn't
keep.
say he got screwed over then because he shouldn't be fighting.
No, but it was his high. It was the only thing that brought him happiness.
Mm, but they're doing
And
their job.
yeah, and so it bummed him out when he couldn't fight. He loved to fight. And it has a lot of big pride names, a lot of big UFC names talking about it, and going kind of mild documentary, mild entertainment, uh, I guess you could say drama show. And I'm like, you know what? This one's gonna be on my watch list. I hope I am able to see this in theaters. I would really like to watch this one. It is called The Smashing Machine.
I'm iffy on A24, but this one's a bit more
A24 has done a lot of
grounded.
hit miss. Because I remember seeing a bunch of A24 stuff, like Euphoria was fine. Um, oh God, what else did A24 do that I really enjoyed? Let me look up real quick.
I liked everything everywhere all at
That's
once.
it. That's it. That's the name I keep forgetting. Yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once. And there was one more. Da, 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 da. Oh, they did Hereditary. Never mind.
Yep, don't like Hereditary. They did Midsummer, I do believe. Don't like Midsummer.
They did The Lobster,
Um,
which was I heard it was
I still
fine.
have yet to watch that. I've heard it's good.
I've heard it's good too, but it's
Same thing
very
with Men. I think
man. Let's see. Where do I get A20? Everywhere.
it's
A24
a horror
film.
movie.
Oh, they did The Iron Claw. I like The Iron Claw.
I didn't watch that one.
Oh, good movie. Really good. I think you'd like it.
I like Efron, so I'll probably get around to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what? So yeah, it's very hit miss, hit miss. I hope this one's a hit. I don't want this one to fall. It so far looks good. Speaking of another one that I hope hits, that's had a little bit of offset commercialism that had a bidding war that ended with Jordan Peele losing out on this. Weapons with Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, and Aldrin Ehrenreich. I never understood how to pronounce his last name.
I got nothing on that one.
That's fair. Aaron Reich is how I'm gonna pronounce it offhand. But it is a horror story where children are going missing, and no one's really unable to understand how or why. And then when someone's finally starting to understand, they're just kind of labeled as, yeah, you must be tired. Go and take a couple days off. And the taking a couple
Well, it looks like they're
days,
blaming the teacher.
they're blaming her and kind of sniding her off and all that. And then there's some creepier elements. This kind of feels like a an aftermath to Sinister, if I want to be honest. That's how it kind of
I can see that.
feels.
Yeah,
That's kind
yeah,
of how
that's
it
kind of
feels.
the thing.
So this is another one. I haven't seen a good horror movie in a while, and I would like to get kind of chilled up again without having to go into the gorehound side of things. Because there's
You're not for the Gorehound?
I am and I'm not. Like Final Destination 1 and 2 were okay, but very happenstance in how they kill, because I know that that's the genre of it, but I'm like,
Yeah, that's the concept. Yeah,
and I'm like,
Rube Goldberg, death machines.
yeah, and I'm like, not that kind. I like
So you're not hyped for the new one, Bloodlines.
no, I saw
They
I
ran
got
an ad for it like 3 times since we started the stream.
okay, yeah, yeah.
They're
Don't get
doing
me
those
wrong.
mini ads where they kind of shrink the stream and they play it on the right. They keep doing like the new elevator fall scene that they showed.
We'll catch it in picture in picture. Don't go nowhere. Yeah, I mean, I would be excited if I haven't seen like four scenes of how people die in that movie.
Yeah, I saw the initial like teaser and I was like, cool, and that's all I've watched until they did this little clip on the side. Because I don't want all the kills spoiled. Granted, you never know which kills are actually going to happen. Some of them just stay as premonitions. Some of them they're able to prevent.
That's fair. I don't know. Three was a bit of a rough watch for me because it's
Which one's 3? Is 3 the race car one?
Yes. No, wait.
One's the plane.
One's the
One's the
plane.
plane. 2. No, one's the plane. 2's the highway. 3's the roller coaster. I like 3. 4's the race car.
Okay, then it's 4 I don't like.
5 is the bridge.
I never saw 5.
4 was the rough one for me. 5 has a great twist.
Okay, I may watch 5 then if you say it has a good twist.
Yeah, I like it.
But
it's one of those things that you kind of kick yourself for not realizing once you realize. Like once
they
show you, you're like, motherfucker, how'd I miss that?
Okay. Well, Weapons definitely looks like it's going to be a spine tingler of a horror/thriller movie. And I'm hoping for a good one in this year. Meh. But let's go over to the half comedy, half action side. Heads of State, featuring Idris Elba and John Cena.
John, they can't see me, Cena.
John, this is my last year, so I'm going to go heel Cena. I get why, but at the same time...
I didn't watch WrestleMania, I just got stuck in the traffic.
That's fair. WrestleMania was not great. Day one was way better than day two.
I've heard that not only is WrestleMania not all that great, but since Netflix took over, it very much seems like they have no... Not Netflix took over, but since it moved to Netflix and that new company took over, it very much seems like they don't have a direction that they're aiming to go with any of the stuff.
I mean, they're still censoring a lot of stuff. I'm like, you're on Netflix, act like it.
Yeah, but that's just been a thing for years now. They're going to continue to...
It's also some silly stuff because they also censored the crowd.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Fuck you, Cena chants were getting complete blackout.
Hmm.
So, I mean,
this is the same company that used to pipe in crowd sound.
Yeah, and they would pipe in crowd sounds during fucking pandemic, which was even funnier.
Mm-hmm. They also lie about their attendance.
Sure. WWE needs to just chill the fuck out and run stories, do good wrestling. I'm glad they worked out a deal with AAA, a luchador wrestling company that a few luchador wrestlers are like, are you sure this is going to be a good choice for us? I'm hoping there's going to be like the lightweight tag divisions or something like that, where like the lighter folk can get back into the championship ring, or they'll be doing the AAA championships or any of those because of them purchasing it. But back over to
they purchased it.
They purchased it.
Oh.
So, Andrade El Idolo was not happy about it, but he said it's better than other indie scenes, I guess.
Is he back over there now?
Thanks to AAA.
Gotcha.
So, him and who was the other one that got... Roberto Del Rio. That's the other one that got a little bit heated over it, but said, yeah, I guess it's better than the other side, but hopefully Vince isn't gonna try and push us around like he did the luchas back in the day. Because Vince was very anti-lucha. He was anti-flips. He was anti-tope suicidas. He was anti-top rope gags. And now that there's a lot more lucha on the scene that are really good, such as Penta, Rey Fenix, and hell, even Dom, Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio's son, is doing more lucha stuff and doing really well with them. I'm like, good, do more lucha. Lucha's beloved and favored in this day and age.
I wonder if it's going to be one of those things where Cena's like, starts getting annoyed when he releases a movie and people just talk about wrestling for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Which I'm at fault too here. I'm not saying a you thing. Oh, wait, there's that ad again for the new Final Destination. And I'm not saying anything against you. I was just saying, we both ended up, turning it to a wrestling conversation when initially it was supposed to be about this new movie.
The new movie, which is John Cena and Idris Elba. Idris Elba is a prime minister?
I think he's supposed to be the prime minister of
UK. Yeah, he's the
It's
UK's
UK,
prime
yeah.
minister. Okay, and John Cena is playing the United States president,
President.
but he's already had like an acting career and doing like weapon action movies type stuff. And then the UK prime
Yeah,
minister and them get into like this get home style movie where they get caught up in just trying to get home but falling into the wrong hands. And I'm gonna be frank, those types of movies are super fun.
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it knows what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's John, Idris, it's what's her name?
Let's see. Let's.
Oh, I don't remember her name.
Okay, I got what it is. I don't know if you saw it, but I got her name. I know it's a
Oh no, I
difficult.
didn't. I was
Oh
looking away.
yeah, it's a very difficult name. Priyanka
uh,
Chopra Jonas
yeah,
Jonas.
Torpra. Yeah, okay, yeah, and
Um,
then Quaid.
yeah,
What's his
I
first
was
name?
Mr. Randy Quaid.
No, not Randy Quaid. That's his uncle.
Oh, that's his uncle, right? What's
Jack.
Jack Quaid? Yes.
Yeah. It was fine. It's one of those movies. It's like if you go into this and you're like, oh, it was just a doofy, action movie. That's what they're advertising. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like when we read the bad review for Bullet Train. It was just an action movie on a bullet train.
Okay, and what else were
That's
you expecting?
exactly what it was supposed to. What were you What? What did you think it was gonna be?
It was a good action movie on a bullet train. Figure it out. That scene was funny too. The one at the very end where John Cena is rolling up the bulletproof. I think those are bulletproof windows, but rolling it up is funny.
Wow, guys pointing a freaking like rocket launcher at him.
This one I believe comes out July 2nd, so just before Independence Day. Good to talk about that. Now it's time to get into a shit ton of merchandise. Thank you to Praeternia for this heads up on a Lego Fortnite Mecha Team Leader, where it's building a giant robot, and I believe they each can come off and build their own individual robot, which is kind of cool. You don't really see that in Legos. In less than an hour from the time I am talking on the 30th of April at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you will be able to enjoy Star Wars Day, May the 4th be with you, through LEGO, which has a whole bunch of insider stuff. Nice little freebies, such as the mini Millennium Falcon at orders of $40 or more, as well as the new sets, the new model sets that they're going to be dropping. And they're not cheap. Razor's Crest is going for $600. The Venator class Republic Attack Cruiser is going for $650. And Jango Fett's Fire Spray class Starship is $300. Yeah.
That's what I'm still a little weird on. Like, it's been called Slave One for so many years.
Yeah. And
I get it, but you also have to remember he wasn't exactly a good guy.
No, he wasn't. Jango Fett's helmet, Kylo Ren's helmet, brand new that are coming back. These are the newer style ones, so that way they look a little bit more nicer than the older version. They are not the life size, but I prefer these ones. These ones look a little bit more smoother and more nicer.
Visible display ones.
Yes. And then the heroes and villains, little tiny. I keep forgetting what they call their little tiny. Stack blocks or something like that. Brick heads.
I don't know. I just bought my mom one of these today. She doesn't show. I'm not out.
Nah.
But yeah, I just got her one of these.
Gotcha.
For Mother's Day.
They are called brick heads, and I really do enjoy the little cutesy fucking General Grievous just standing there being like, "Thank you for wanting one to my collection."
Hello there.
Hello there. Oh yeah, and you got of course Emperor Palpatine, Mace Windu, a really burnt off looking Anakin Skywalker, and
did you
Padme?
Did you see the video? Yeah, Padme Amidala. Did you see the video? They were doing so Revenge of the Sith just had its like re-release in theaters, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like the Star Wars sign.
Oh yeah,
Um,
$60 for that one, by the way.
but that's not. That's a little more than I would think for just a sign. But so they were doing the re-release, and there was a guy. I just watched the whole. There was a guy that was down in L.A. I think it was the El Cortez for the showing, and a Disney production person stopped, like, "Hey, we brought a lightsaber for the event. It broke. Could we borrow yours?" He ends up saying yes, and then they're sitting there in the crowd, and out walks Hayden Christensen holding his lightsaber.
That's fucking cool.
Right, it does a whole thing. He's talking for a bit, and then out walks Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh!
So they're both up there, they're talking and whatnot, and then Samuel yells, "Ace lives," and they do a "May the Force be with you" thing. Then the Disney lady ended up giving him his lightsaber back, and Hayden signed it.
Oh, that holy crap! That would have been so cool.
She also gave him a metal popcorn bucket, the one they were doing for. And he realized the next day when he was looked at the bottom of it, he was like, "Holy crap!" Hayden signed the bottom of the bucket too.
That's actually really cool that, people who work on their movies actually have the passion behind their characters and really are happy other people would support them, even in the slightest of ways of, hey, can I borrow your lightsaber? And then turn around and give them this really fucking good piece of memorabilia that they're probably not going to sell. They're probably not going to give
Right,
away.
yeah, like that's a forever thing. That's a telling the grandkids about it around the fire.
That's a bloodline thing.
Yes,
If I
Pop Pop,
die,
we've heard
this
the story.
yeah, this goes to you and it is unsellable. Fuck you. um but back over to the Legos. Millennium Falcon is back in stock. The big fuck off one that you can open up, the 7,500 piece one for $850. So hop on this one if you've been looking for that one. It's got more of the brickheads and a bunch of the other small sets, but that's not all. They've announced a shit ton more Lego sets on top of that, such as Jurassic Park dinosaur fossil,
Oh,
Tyrannosaurus
that's
Rex
sick.
model, which is
I like that one.
fucking nice looking. Goes further down into they did a bunch of flowers, really nice looking flowers, ranging between tulip, peony, and I forget the little tiny ones, but even still, a whole bunch of really nice bouquets. Keith Haring dancing figures. These look familiar to me, but I have no fucking clue where I've seen them before.
They were used on a lot of stuff. They were used for a bunch of different art things. I'm trying to think. Uh, they would be. He was known as an American pop artist. So they would be used on like album covers or different exhibits and like for like big public art exhibits and stuff like that. Yeah, they've just they've been around for quite some time and just pop up every now and then on things.
Even still, I've seen them before, but yeah, I couldn't have placed where the fuck I've seen them. But they're super cool.
Yeah, and then I mean he's got a foundation too. He passed away back in the 90s. But yeah, there's like a foundation for him and everything. But yeah, his artwork's all over the place. You'll see it. You'll see sculptures. You'll see paintings. You'll see all kinds.
Vincent Van Gogh Sunflowers is also a part of the new stuff.
Oh, that one's nice. I like that one.
Mm-hmm. The Hokusai, the Great Wave. This one I would definitely lean toward if I wanted to get like an actual hang up set because it comes with all the tiles that make the border for it. And that's
nice.
But going back, there was one I wanted to talk about. The Endgame Final Battle. If you're just wanting all the minifigs from the Avengers, this is probably the best way to do it. The only downside, $100 just to get all these minifigs. Including
Well, that's because they know everyone's gonna buy them for the minifigs.
Yeah, including the big fuck off Ant-Man.
That's cool.
Going further down, the Beauty and Beast Castle we already talked about. A red maple bonsai tree. Going into the second page, this is where stuff gets fucking cool. A Mario Kart, the Mario and standardized cart with stand, $170. Holy fucking shit, does it look cool. I want one with Bowser, to be honest, because that would probably be the best one.
Is that your main on Mario Kart?
Yes. River Steamboat, looks fine. It's the Amelia. It's an actual replica of the real steamboat. Going further down, you have a yellow suitcase with a bunch of stuff. We already talked about the Lord of the Rings: The Shire. Now it has an official price tag of $270 instead of the $250 I think we had mentioned last time.
Jeez.
The Iron Spider-Man bust for $60 includes the Iron Spider minifig. Going down further, you got the notebooks, all of their other interesting bits and bobs. The Moana's set, which is I forget what they call these ones, where it's not quite all Lego. It has the different minifigs.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either, but it doesn't have your standardized minifigs. And then just it keeps going down into interesting ones, such as Too Fast, Too Furious, the Honda S2000 from the movie. And I was like, okay, where
Hey, some people like Hondas.
you're right,
I used to
but
drive a Honda. I liked that car a lot. I miss that car.
fair enough. But it's just interesting to see Too Fast, Too Furious. They have
Yeah, that's definitely weird.
Of course, other little tiny sets such as the baby dinosaurs, happy plants, the minifigure that comes with extra activities such as the Mandalorian warriors that has little QR codes that allow you to scan and have mobile fun with it. One for Yoda, and then there was a couple others for the Avengers. So they've wanting more connectivity with building these sets, more Bluey sets, more Fortnite sets have been dropped. There's the character encyclopedia for the Marvel, which includes a exclusive Captain America minifigure from the new movie.
Nice.
So I
I
mean,
still haven't seen that. I didn't get the chance to see it in theaters. I'm actually really bummed I didn't.
there's just been a whole lot of new things from Lego, and I'm happy that they are just continuously pushing forward. One that I skipped on purpose because this video really does good at explaining it, the bookends for a Sherlock Holmes set. I wasn't expecting this
Yeah,
one.
these are pretty cool too because they close up to be the bookend, and then you can actually open them to have them be like, the street. And I think they're doing more than just Sherlock. I think they're going to do a couple bookends.
I honestly, this would be a good thing to throw into the library. You got Moriarty thrown in there. You've got Sherlock Watson, a paperboy, and I forget the name of their landlady. Uh, but even still, just having all of it be all inclusive with their old mysteries, all their old clues that are there. I'm like, that's super fucking cool. Uh, you know what? That's how much was the price tag on it? Hang on.
$1 billion.
130. That's not too bad.
No, it's not.
For how many pieces? 1,359 pieces for this pretty good, nice set. One that you can actually show off at all times. Badoop. Oh, and one last one that was not in the news stuff, but it's here thanks to Praeternia. The one scene from Spider-Man 2? Spider-Man 2,
Yeah.
where he is stopping a train thanks to Doc Ock kind of sending it on its way. It features Aunt May and J. Jonah Jameson, which I was like, that's kind of cool. You don't really see those minifigs in line. I haven't even seen a single J. Jonah in that, but
I think Jay Jonah's in the Daily Bugle set.
Oh, that's right, he is. But what I really enjoy is the actual octopus arms that are on the Doc Ock minifig. Those ones look so fucking nice. Um, this set would definitely be a buy if I had a price tag. Someone tells me it'll probably be like $80 because it's only less than 400 pieces. You build
Might be
the
a little less, but it is heavy on the minifigs.
yeah. You get the whole train car with a just a unmasked Peter, just trying to stop the thing. And
Well, yeah, because this is the scene where the mask catches on fire and he has to rip it off his face real quick while he's trying to stop it. Stop the train.
Careful, he's a hero.
Yeah, that whole thing.
It was a good scene, and I'm glad they made this iconic scene from it. Ba-doop. I'm gonna go very briefly about these. Hobby Link Japan has a shop where you can purchase figures from Japan and have them shipped to you. However, they've had a big influx of reprinting, such as this one from Dun Dun Dun. It's Momo. It's a fantastic looking figure with good replacement parts and extra faces, her psychic hands and whatnot. There's one from Delicious in Dungeon. It's Chilchuck. Looks fantastic. Some Nendoroids if you happen to like the really small figures. The list goes on because it's a lot of figures. Uh, all of them have been expected to release in November of 2025. Most of them have been November of 2025. Some of them are very limited release that are going to be January of next year. So be sure to check the dates on what item you're going to be purchasing. But if you're a fan of anime figures or certain video game figures, go and check it out through Hobby Link Japan or HLJ.com. Something that I purchased recently over at I Am 8-Bit because they finally decided to reopen these. I'll just quickly go over the ones that I haven't got. Cuphead, the 4LP Deluxe Vinyl Deluxe Soundtrack, Super Hexagon, if you happen to be a fan of getting dizzy. Sunset Riders, the old SNES game with the remaster music. Stray, if you happen to be a fan of petting cats. Hero of Time, music from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, but touched up a little bit with actual ocarinas and orchestral, I guess you can say. Ultra Kill Volume 1, Infinite Hyper Death, sold out. Persona 3 Reload, episode Aegis, The Answer, which is the DLC answer for Persona 3 Reload or Persona 3 Portable, sold out. Spiral, a really cozy laydown style game, sold out. And Steven Universe, the movie for vinyl set, sold out. Now these
I have not watched any of that.
Steven Universe?
Like, I have not touched it whatsoever.
First couple of seasons are fun, but then it starts getting way too serious way too quick. I blame Sugar, but it's a fine watch all the way through. But
like,
the one
actual Sugar or a person named Sugar?
Rebecca Sugar.
Okay.
But the one I did not mention and the one that I have purchased, Disco Elysium, finally gets an open edition for their Sea Power full soundtrack. I am excited to get this. Alas, it is going to be here in the fourth quarter of this year, but I am very excited that they have opened up a release for this. You have no idea how long I've been waiting for this one. It is a bit of a variation from the actual release that dropped, so a bit of a bummer, but I'm glad that I was able to get my hands on this one. And I'm kind of frustrated that I couldn't get my hands on the Ultra Kill one, but I digress. Ultra Kill's fine, but I don't think I would get it on the vinyl. I think it would kill the record player. But dupe. Just gonna once again soft mention this one over at Entertainment Earth. There must have been a toy convention because I kept getting a shit ton of notifications that there's new Funkos, new figures, new bits and bobs, and holy shit, there are. Over here at Entertainment Earth, there is Funko upon action figure upon old school throwback upon prop replicas that have just opened up their pre-orders as of the 28th of this month. So I could go into
what
great
in the
detail.
triple is that?
What in the what?
Oh, there's something fuzzy. It looked like a triple.
Triple. Oh, no, that's Karibo. Yeah, it's Karibo.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't my thing.
Yeah, it was mine. Kind of my thing. The cards were okay, but then it started getting really convoluted very quickly. Even like expansion packs for Funko Bitty Cities, in case you have little mini sets you want to put together there. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord Funko Pop, where you put all the little tiny Rangers into them. Like, they're so cool. Something that popped up here, the Biker Mice from Mars, all three of them, the Funko Pops for those, I was like, people still care about the Biker Mice from Mars? I mean,
the
that's super.
nostalgia's one hell of a drop.
Yeah, What I'm bummed out is I have not seen it yet, but I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm not gonna go looking right now. I haven't seen any for SWAT Cats. I
Mm.
liked SWAT Cats a little bit more. SWAT Cats was that little bit more that I enjoyed.
Street
Um,
Sharks.
Street were okay. I've only seen a couple episodes because that was usually on after I had already left to go to school.
Mm.
So I didn't ever watch too many episodes of that. But yeah, they have a shit ton of stuff. Go and check it out if you happen to be a fan of anime, old school cartoons, or in dire need of Funko Pop resin sitting in your thing. This Zaku costume for Miku is actually really adorable. But I digress. I do. Thank you, Preternia, for this one as well. New Hot Toys 1/6 scale Star Wars pre-orders are now up, and they're not cheap, but damn are they pretty. One for a Darth Nihilus and one for a Darth Sidious, and Darth Nihilus looks great. Looks real good. If that glows, 10 out of 10 worth the price. But I don't. I think they're
Yeah,
just.
that looks nice.
I think they're just yucking it up though. And then same thing for the Darth Sidious with the little lightning crackles coming off his fingies. The good old tickle
To answer your
fingers.
question, no, they have not done SWAT Cat function.
Well, hopefully in the near future they do, because they may
There are
actually...
some busts though.
Busts, I'll take a look later. But the prices are a little rough. For Darth Nihilus, $285, and then for Darth Sidious, $305 for these really good-looking figures.
Yeah, they are very nice.
I got no place to put them. Do. Something that Quincy might find a little space for. McFarlane Toys Marvel Gold 1/10 scale Spider-Man posed figure, but with the autograph, is available at a shop I'm not a big fan of, but they are selling it GameStop for $40. You can get the regular
I would
edition.
love this. This is very nice.
You can get the regular edition over at Best Buy for less than 20. It is this,
I
but
mean,
without
40
the
is not
signature.
that bad to get an autograph.
Right. But if in case you don't really need the autograph, you can get it just the figure and the front box for less than 20. I think it was like 18. Oh, yeah, this person did it. Yeah. So I mean, take it as you will, but there's the information. What's this cover of this raggedy looking costume? Has it been let me
I think it's one of those ones where they're trying to tease that he died. Um, yeah, Chaos, Kansas. I think that says. Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know. I've seen the cover before, but
You don't know? Okay. Do some digging. Let's go. Over at Universal Fan Fest nights in Hollywood, they have probably one of the best walkthrough. What do they call them? Experiences? I think that's what they're calling.
Yeah,
them.
probably.
Where you walk through an underground area of Waterdeep, one of my favorite cities in Dungeons and Dragons, where you get to meet a rogue, a bard, a ranger, and a barbarian, while also solving small clues, doing small things for Xanathar, an actual giant puppet that they have the animatronics for. He shoots, debilitating ray, a paralyzing ray, while also being next to his goldfish, which his name escapes me right now. But I really enjoy this. I wish I could go and do this really bad. This would have been so fucking fun.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty cool one for them to throw in there.
I'm just happy that they're still doing practical effects and didn't have it behind like a screen. That would have probably been way worse.
Well, I think these are made to break down and put back up too, because I think the FanFest stuff all happens at night.
Oh yeah, makes sense. Silgar. Okay, I wouldn't have remembered his name then. Oh well. But Xanathar, fantastic looking. I like how they made a beholder look menacing while also being very Jim Henson. His eye changes. All of his eyes have little lights in them, change colors. His main eye glows and has this nice little Eye of Sauron look to it. 10 out of 10. Watched a 40-minute-ish video of someone kind of, I think, sneaking a camera in, but going through the whole entire experience and enjoying that whole thing. 10 out of 10. I would have loved to have done it. But nope. Last two things we got are 4K DVD steel boxes, and I I don't know. Small Soldiers was a rough point for me. I didn't really like.
I like Small Soldiers.
Really?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. Plus Phil Hartman, so you know.
Phil Hartman. Okay. I mean, I get.
But I mean, it was goofy, but it was fun.
It was very goofy. Where the toys wanted to kill humans and basically like you're helping the Argonauts
Because they want to take out the other toys. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Argonauts. I think you're right. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then it was like, you're helping them, yada yada. And then they did a Home Alone style little ending where they fortified their area and destroyed the military robots because they had actual military grade chips. Something like that.
I think that's what the story was. Yeah.
I mean, it was goofy. It's fun for its time, but
it's also like good effects because they were like doing the puppeteering on all of the toys.
That is true. Practical effects do win. You are correct. And last but not least, Fallout, the first season, gets a 3 DVD 4K Ultra HD Steelbook with some really nice little print cards that are included in them. The cover, the casing, and the internals look so good on this. As soon as we ended last week, you said, "Oh shit," and threw it at me. And I said, we can get it next week.
Yeah.
But damn, this one's a good one. Do we have a price? Let me do go to web address, and then I'm just gonna blow it up on the other side so I don't get none of that. Okay. $35.99 for the Blu-ray. This exclusive edition Steelbook does not have a price yet. Temporarily out of stock. Oh, they're sold out.
Oh. Well, that sucked.
Let's see how much it did go for. Click.
You're able to hear me again, right? Headset like disconnected. I had to reconnect it.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Well, it's going
to
be
like. I want to say it was like 30 or 40.
Oh, for the show. I'm not finding nothing on nothing.
Because I looked at it. I originally looked at it.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. Because it's about the same rate for the Blu-ray, right? Am I wrong in thinking that? That 4K video is this almost the same as Blu-ray?
I think I think it sells for the same. But you're paying not because of Blu-ray, paying for the Steelbook.
Right. You're paying for
because the Blu-ray one is coming without the Steelbook. So is the DVD one. Yeah. Hopefully it says temporarily out of stock, so hopefully they restock.
I hope so, because yeah, this would be a nice grab for those wanting it. Walton Goggins plays a fantastic ghoul.
Always plays a fantastic role.
But do. Oh yeah, back to the glitch works. Yeah.
Oh Jesus, that's gonna make me have a seizure. Holy shit.
Sorry, brother. But that's
that came out of nowhere.
That's all I got for today.
That's all I got.
Take a nice last drink of that Starry. Thank you guys for joining us. Remember to like and subscribe where you can. Remember to follow us on our socials. Me on my Twitter. I'm going to be using that a little bit more. Blue Sky kind of fell off a little bit, which is a bit of a bummer. But, I mean, I don't re-upload anything that's politic heavy. So if you're looking just for wrestling, video games, and mecha nonsense, go ahead and give me a follow there. Quincy, you're on Threads, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not posting anything, but I'm there.
Yeah, he's there. If you just have
I technically have an account on pretty much all of them, but I'm not using accounts on pretty much any of them.
Well, you can yell at him there and hope that he gets back with a response. Remember to check out Zenny, where they are offering $30 frames. Very inexpensive, but you buy 2 frames, good news, you get free shipping. They are offering their new IQ stuff for a little bit cheaper than they did last month, so go and take a look if you happen to have eye strain while looking at anything, really, because it's not just for computer looking, it's also for just overall purview. They also have blue light in case you do have computer looking and having strained eyes. Remember, check out Hero Forge for very inexpensive minifigures. They are not running any deals right now. Bit of a bummer. Humble Bundle. As said, they still have for a couple more days their Hellboy book set, or any of the other gaming ones that I've mentioned, including the id one for another 3 or 4 days. So yeah, go grab some video games for super cheap, as well as helping out charity. And at the end of days, at the end of weeks, at the end of months, at the end of years, God damn it, love one another. It's free to do. Night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.